Morning everybody. So we're going to be learning about the perimeter today. Can anybody tell me what exactly the word perimeter means? Right, the perimeter is the outside of a shape. So if we have this rectangle here of a shape, the perimeter is going to be outside here. This is the perimeter. Here, perimeter is the length on the border of a shape. Perimeter here, outside of a polygon. Add each side of the lengths to get the perimeter. Measure the length, unit, some type of length, and then the operation that we're going to be using is addition. To get our perimeter, we are going to be adding the lengths together. So let's go over some perimeter examples. Our first example that we're going to do is a rectangle. How many sides does it have? Right, it has 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Are all the sides the same? No, because these two are smaller than these two here. But these two are the same. So let's say that these two sides are equal to 2. And then these two are 4. So how are we going to get the perimeter? We are going to add all of the sides together. So let's add these two first. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Now we're going to do these two. 4 plus 4 equals 8. But are we done? Do we know the perimeter yet? No. So we still have to add these two numbers together. 8 plus 4 equals 12. That is how we are going to get the perimeter of a rectangle. We're going to add all of the sides to get the perimeter, which is 12. Let's try another one. The next shape we're going to do is a square. See how perfectly I can draw it? There's our square. The sides of a square. We still have the 4 sides. Are they all equal? Yes. So let's say that we have 4, 4, 4, and 4. So each length equals 4. How are we going to find the perimeter? We have to find the perimeter of the whole shape. Okay, so let's do 4 plus 4. What is that? That's going to equal 8. But we only did 2 sides so far, so let's do the other 2. 4 plus 4 equals 8. Are we done? No. We still have to add 8 plus 8. And what is that going to equal? 16. You are correct. That is the perimeter of our square. Let's do one more before we move on to our worksheet. So let's find the perimeter of a triangle. This is different. A different shape. How many sides does a triangle have? 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. So let's say this side over here equals 3. This side over here equals 3. And this side here equals 3. So let's add all of these together because we want to find the perimeter of the whole shape. And that is around the sides here. So let's do first 3 plus 3. And what does that equal? 6. But we still have one more, so we only did these 2 sides. Let's add this one to the 6. So 6 plus 3 equals 9. Are we done? We did all of our sides, so there are only 3. So yes, the perimeter is 9 for the triangle. Let's go ahead and get into our worksheet. So this is going to be our first worksheet. This is called Geometry Perimeter. Everybody should have one already. So we already did the first one, which was our rectangle. So we had the 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2. And we're going to add those to get the what? The perimeter, which was 12. So we are going to do them for all of these shapes here. You're going to be working in your groups and you're going to figure out the perimeter for all of these shapes here. Remember, you have to get the length of each side that the shape has. So like this one down here, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, and they're all different lengths. So you want to make sure on your little whiteboards that you have, use your expo markers to write down the numbers so that you can add them up to get the perimeter. While you're in your group, I want you to think about, what's the first thing that I did? The first thing that I did was look at the shape. The second thing I did was I looked at the sides. How many sides there were? There were 3. Then the third thing I did was I looked at the length of each side. So the lengths here were 3, 3, and 3. The fourth thing that I did was add them all together to get the perimeter. So I want you to be thinking about that because we're also going to be writing these notes later on in our math journals. All right, you guys, y'all did so awesome looking at all the sides and finding the perimeters on that last worksheet with your groups. And I heard all of you guys talking about the steps that you took to get the perimeter. Now let's look at our second worksheet. This one you're going to be doing individually. But if you have questions, you can always ask your partner or you can raise your hand to ask me. Let's look at the first example here. We have a different shape. What kind of shape is that? You're right, it's a trapezoid. Is it still a polygon? Yes. How many sides does a trapezoid have? 4. So on this one, we have 3. We have a 2 down here. And then the sides on the side are also 2. Now what else do we notice in this picture? It's in inches. You're right. So let's add them up because we're going to find the perimeter. 3 inches plus 2 inches equals 5 inches. We have 2 inches plus 2 inches, and that equals 4 inches. Now are we done? No, we still have to add the 5 and the 4 inches. So 5 inches plus 4 inches is what? Right, it's 9 inches. Now we have to make sure that we put the inches because why? This says it's in inches. So the perimeter is 9 inches all the way around. So you're going to be doing this on that worksheet, making sure that you figure out all the sides, write down what the side lengths are, and we're going to add them up. Remember, if you have trouble, you can ask a partner or raise your hand and I can come around and help you with one. Wow, you guys did really good on that last worksheet. It worked great. I heard you guys conversating about y'all's first, second, and third things that you did to find perimeter. I want to figure out, and you are going to help me, how am I going to get a border around this bulletin board here? You're going to help me find how I'm going to be able to do this. So in your math journals, I want you to write down how you found this border using our tape measure. How many sides do we have here? We have 4. I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is a rectangle. Calculate how many sides we have, which is 4. And then we're going to see how long these lengths are in sides. How are we going to do that? We're going to use our tape measure. Everybody at their table has a tape measure. I want you to find the length, just like this, of the long side, and then you're going to find the length of the shorter side. Write those numbers down in your journal. Go ahead and do that. Come up one at a time and start measuring the bulletin board. Awesome, you guys. So we measured the bulletin board, and what were the sides? Let's draw this out. In your math journals, you should have already drawn out your rectangle, measured the sides. We found already how many sides it has. What was the measurement for side 1? 24 inches. And we knew it was inches because why? We used the tape measure, right? What was the side for this one? 36 inches. Whoa, that was long. Now, for these two sides here that we don't have, because we only measured what? We only measured the length of one side and the length of the other side. But as we know, the rectangles what? Have 2 sides that are the same. And then the other 2 sides in length should be the same because it's what? A rectangle. So 24 inches are going to go over here. You're right, just like you said. And then our 36 inches are going to be the same on top. Is that right? Yeah. Now we are going to add these up. These are big numbers to add, but we can do it, right? I have 24 plus 24. And remember, they're inches. So we'll put those inches on at the end. Over here, 36 plus 36. Now, how are we going to get this? We can take 20 out from here. And yeah, you're right. We can do 20 out from that one. And what does this equal? You're right. That equals 40. But we still had a 4. We have to add those too. So what is 4 plus 4? 8. Are we done? No, you're right. We still have to add 40 plus 8. And what is that? 48. You are right. Can we do the same thing with a 36 plus 36? We sure can. So let's see. Yes, you said to pull out the 30 from the 36. And then another 30 from the 36. And what is that? You're right, it's 60. But we still have a number left in the ones place. And what was that? A 6. So we have to add 6 plus 6. And what does that equal? It does, it equals 12. So how are we going to figure this one out? That's difficult. Oh, it's not? Okay, so we have a 2. And then 6 plus 1 is what? 7. Why? Because 2 plus the 0 in the ones place, well, it's just going to be 2. There's nothing to give this friend anything. So then the 1 plus the 6 is going to be 7, and that's 72. Okay, but are we officially done finding the perimeter for this bulletin board? No, that's right. You said that we still have to add 72 and 48 together. Let's do that. Y'all want to do the same? Okay, so let's take the 70 from the 72 and leave our 2 there. And you said we're going to do 40 out of a 48? Awesome. 70 plus 40 equals 110. That is right. 2 plus 8, because you said those were the last 2 from our ones place that we have to add. And that's what? 10. That's correct. Now what do we do? Are we done? No, we still have to add 110 plus 10 to get our perimeter. Oh, you said 10 plus 10 equals 20? That's right. So we took out our 10s from our tens place and we did the 20. So now, what do we have left over from this guy? We only have 100 left over. And then we have our 20 still. So what does that equal? 120 inches. That is our perimeter. Wow, everybody had it right because y'all all took your notes down and you knew the steps to find the perimeter. Awesome job, you guys. So you actually helped me find the border of our bulletin board. Now I'm going to be able to put up the border around because why? I know that I need 120 inches to go around my bulletin board. Last thing that you guys are going to do is we're going to do our let's go around. Going to be finding the perimeter just like we've been doing on these 3 shapes. Once you are done, you're going to turn that in along with your math journal so that I can see your steps and the processes that you took to find the perimeter to help me make a border around my bulletin board. Thank you guys. I hope you guys had fun.